Let me get the Ecclesiasticus 101. Sure.
Ecclesiasticus 101?
Yeah.
I got it.
All right, when you're ready, go ahead. From the top.
All wisdom cometh forth from the Most High.
Right. All wisdom coming from the Most High. The stuff you hear from the Isupk, right? That comes from the Most High in Christ, all right? Keep going.
And is with him forever.
And the wisdom, these wisdom according to the Bible will give you peace and security, man. You know what I mean? Howard said that he's the administration of life. He is not the administration of death. All right? And death is what the Christian church has to offer us. Right? When you try Christianity, it doesn't work. It's not from the Most High. The Christians are not going to tell you about World War III. The Christians can tell you about Ukraine, because the wisdom of the Lord is not in your churches, all right? It's in the Isupk under command Junior Han. And by the Isupk, I mean no other faith Israelite group could never tell you about World War III before the Isupk. Where was them cats in Chicago with the Kufis and all that talking about Russia going to attack Ukraine? And where was the cats with the Kufis talking about COVID-19 going to come? Where was that happening at? It was not. All right? Only from the Isupk under command of Junior Han. All right? Keep reading.
God. So who can number the sand of the sea and the drops of rain and the days of
Only the Most High can number the sand of the sea and the drops of the rain and the hairs on your head. Keep reading.
God.
And the grass in the lands. Keep reading.
Who can find out the height of heaven?
Who can find out the height of heaven? Only the Most High. The Most High is the one who made heaven. Right? Keep reading.
And the breath of the deep.
And the what?
The breath of the earth, Slackly.
Keep going.
And the deep.
Keep going. The
and
deep meaning the deep meaning the ocean. Even the white man couldn't measure the deep of the ocean exactly. He has estimates. Right? Keep reading.
And wisdom. For wisdom hath been created before all things.
And wisdom. I like it to all those, the heights of heaven and the deepness of the sea and the sand on the beach and the grass and the lands, right? Right? Nobody could measure those things, and nobody could even give wisdom like the Lord could. Right? Keep reading.
And the understanding.
And the what?
Understanding.
And the what?
Understanding.
Understanding is very important. Right? You need to understand the Bible. If you're being to jail for 16 years and you read the whole Bible, right? If you don't understand the Bible, it makes no sense. Right? You need Hebrews 5:12 says you need a teacher to teach you. Right? Keep reading. Even Yahweh Shai the Christ was taught by Gamaliel. Keep reading.
And the understanding of prudence.
And the what?
Understanding of prudence.
The understanding of prudence, right? The wise things in the Bible, right? Keep reading.
From everlasting.
Keep going.
The word of the
everlasting meaning forever. Sloppy, go ahead.
The word of the power, the Most High.
The word of the power. You can come into a Ford if you want, my body, right? But there's no one at the door right now. You can sit over here if you want until we hear something, right? You know what I'm saying?
Power Most High is the foundation of wisdom.
Say it again.
The word of the power Most High.
The word of the power, the Most High, right? Just read it as it is, right?
Yeah, God Most High. So
right.
The power Most High.
God.
So word of God Most High is the foundation of wisdom.
Right, meaning the Bible is the foundation of all wise sayings. You got cats out there that think they're wise because a man is cunning with words or with his thinking, right? But he cannot give you the thing to take a man off of crack. And he cannot give you the thing to fix a relationship. You got cats out there that talk smart. What's his name? Kevin Samuels out there, talk smart. But he's talking about a high value man and what a woman needs and what a woman should want. And how to get a well-paid man, but she's not telling her sister how to get with a broke man, how to lift him up.
Right.
Right? He's not doing those things. You know what I mean? He can't fix a marriage that's already there. Right? He's not you know the cat that got credit repair. Kevin Samuels is not marriage repair.
Oh,
and apparently he's not single repair neither. Single women all day calling on his show, right? And he won't fix none of that, man. He won't fix none of that. How to get a high value man, and guess what? All the women that call in his show, they don't get a high value man. Even with all of his counseling, it's not from the Lord, right? Right. Wisdom coming from the Most High, and the things of prudence, all right? Keep reading.
John. Slakia. To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed?
Right, keep reading.
Slakia. Is the foundation of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments.
Okay.
6. To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed?
To whom hath the root of wisdom been revealed? In this time, only the Isupk under command, and I can say that because that's in the Bible, to say it's only us.
Right.
All right. And why am I saying that? Because Jeremiah said that. Jeremiah said to say that. Right? So when you think of all the people out there that says, you Isupk guys shouldn't say that. You guys are not, you don't know the Bible, they read the whole Bible. We don't care about none of that. Why? Because Jeremiah said to not care about none of that. And Moses in number 16 said, you're wrong for saying that. Oh, how could you say that we're all Israelites? That's not what Moses said. Right? That's a lie. Keep reading.
John. Or who hath known her wise counsels?
Right? Who has known the wise counsels from the Most High? Who's the one who fixes marriages and make marriages last forever? And get brothers who were always criminals their whole life, lifelong criminals, make them never commit crime again. In this time, to do that, you must have the power of Yahweh Shah. You know what I mean? And who does that? Nobody but the Isupk. Who? Show me who. Nobody, right? Keep going.
John 7. Unto whom hath the knowledge of wisdom been made manifest?
Keep reading.
And who hath...
Who meaning it's a mystery. You can't just go to any Israelite camp because it's not there. When you go there, you're going to learn it's not there. But you can go ahead and try. Why not? Go there. Go. Don't join us. Don't join us and go over there. Who have the Most High given wisdom to? You think you can just go to any old Israelite group? Then why is it saying who? Because it's a question, right? It's a lot of things that people get hung up on and don't know what direction to go. Why does path to destruction? Why do you think Howard was saying that? Why does path to destruction? Following the straight path. If another angel from heaven comes down, receiving what did you say again? If another angel comes down, if an angel come down to you from heaven and bring not this gospel, this doctrine,
right?
Receive him not into your house. Meaning what? There's only one doctrine, right? And every Israelite group and every church got a different doctrine. The Muslims got a different doctrine, but there's only one doctrine. Who has that doctrine? Ooh, mystery. It's a question mark. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, buddy.
If I may, what's it called? That's not even the only one. My favorite is since we're in Hebrew, Shemaya Shalai Yahweh, Yahweh Cut. That in itself is what's it called? There's only one truth precept.
There you go.
Like what's it called? Because when people ask me what that means, really what it means.
Loud, so they can hear you.
Okay, what that means really, and what's it called? In layman's terms, there's not the church down the street that believes you can be a homosexual, and the church up the street that believes you can eat pork.
God.
Like there's only one church. You can't eat pork and you can't be a homosexual.
God. Keep going, man, already.
And who has
say that part again? You can't believe in the Most High and think it's okay to be gay.
Right.
And you can't believe it's okay for any of your members to be gay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come on now.
I remember, if I may, sir, we left the church because my family did some ish, but I knew brothers that still went there, and they said we ended up leaving the church because it was okay with a gay organ player.
Oh man.
Like that.
Yeah, you gotta
the pastor sat there and said, I know he's gay, we're gonna accept, yeah. And this is like when I was like probably first year of junior high, so like 11 years old. Like, it's crazy. But continuing. And who have understood her great experience?
Right. Who have understood the Most High's great experience? Right? No, nobody experiences the Most High's blessing but the ISUPK. Straight up. I mean, there's nobody blessed outside the ISUPK. Right? Christians are not blessed. Right. The Christian pastors, everybody don't know them in there, that's driving them because they're suffering from AIDS, man. They got AIDS, they got all kind of problems. Their son, who's being molested in there, he's dying to turn 18 or 22 so he can murder his own dad. Go ask, what's his name? Kirk Franklin's son. Yeah, that guy was to murder his dad. You don't like his dad. I mean, they're not blessed in there. In here, sons love their fathers in here. Fathers love their sons in here. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead about
that fat cat, the one who got caught in cheating and all that, and bought his wife a Rolls Royce or whatever.
Right,
John Gray.
John Gray, there you go.
That cat, you got all that money, but you can't even get caught talking to the next bitch without having to buy your wife $250,000 car.
God, that's not blessing according to the Bible.
Like at all.
I mean, God, absolutely right. Right? A man who's blessed in the Bible, a man who's blessed according to the Bible, if he wants many wives, he gets many wives. Oh, that's strange, right? If a man who's blessed according to the Bible, if he wants many wives, he gets many wives. He doesn't have to hide and get wives like our body is saying. Keep reading it. We wanted the prologue, I body, right?
Huh?
The prologue.
No, this isn't the prologue.
I know. No problem. Let me get the prologue, all right?
Yeah, okay, you want to get it. Okay, come. Come. Hey, there is one wise and greatly to be feared.
That's the prologue, right?
No, you want the prologue?
Yeah, let me get the prologue.
Okay, come. Sure. Prologue. Uncertain author or the one from Yahweh, from Jesus?
From the beginning.
Okay. This Yahweh was the son of Sarah.
Right. This
Yahweh. Should I say Yahweh or Jesus?
You could say, you know, man, Jesus is Yahweh. He says Jesus, right?
Right.
This Jesus or this Yahweh is not the Yahweh of the New Testament, right?
There's four.
There's four because this one here is the son of.
The son of Sarah.
This is the son of Sarah, right?
And I wanted to ask you, what is Sarah? Do you know?
Sarah in Hebrew?
Yeah.
We'd have to look in the Hebrew apocryphals that we got around here.
We have one?
I got one in the back of the car.
Okay. Come. So, and grandchild to Yahweh.
He's a grandchild to Yahweh, meaning Sarah's dad was the son of a man called Yahweh.
Right.
Just like how there's many brothers called Obadiah. We got one right here. Obadiah is Ibadiah.
Right.
Right? There's many brothers called
every sister's name is Pa.
My gosh. Every sister's called your Pa, right?
What's your
This one right here, no one. Right? This means sprout. Right? If I'm not mistaken, we might get to check something in a minute, right? This is none. This should be none in the Hebrew because they always turn the Y to a U or a O.
Right.
So we got the Na, we got the U, and then we got the Na. Right? So Yahweh Shai, the son of Nun, is the Ephraimite you read about in the book of Joshua.
Right.
Right? That's another Yahweh Shai. Right? Keep reading though, keep reading.
John. Same name with him. This man therefore lived in the latter times after the people had been led away captive and called home again. And almost after all the prophets.
Say the part again.
After the Slakia. This man therefore lived in the latter times after the people had been led away captive and called home again. This brother, you went too fast. This brother, right, is the son of a people who was led away captive. Right.
Right? Read the part again.
Slakia. This man therefore lived in the latter time.
Right. This man lived in the latter time. The latter time means the later times. Even we today are in a later time than the New Testament, but this is before the New Testament. Ecclesiasticus is in the Old Testament.
Right.
All right, keep reading. They call it the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is a part of the Old Testament. Go ahead about it.
So if I may, This is probably in between Ezra and Maccabees timelines, right?
Probably.
Council. All right. After the people had been led away captive and called home again.
After people have been led away captive,
right.
We are people that have been led away captive. This is not a white man's book. Where is the white man being led away captive at? Even when we was in Europe, we inherited Europe, right, from the Roman Empire, and we named it the Holy Roman Empire, and we rose up in power when they came low. Very similar to what's going to go on in America today. We're going to rise in power in America, and our oppressors are going to come down very low, because that is the blessing of the Most High, and the Christian church does not attain it for us. So the Christian church does not have the wisdom of God, or do they have the direction to make us go through that kind of scenario? Go ahead, buddy.
If I may speak on current events, we get captured, they get to be refugees. Our enemies get to be refugees.
Right.
Like
we get captured. That's heavy too. In America here, what's coming here is that whatever's going on with the Most High bringing the turning the curse from us and putting it on them, they are gonna become refugees right here. Go ahead.
It's like, if I may, one last thing to make matters worse, talking about that very same situation. They're telling Esau, yeah, come into Poland. They're telling Jake and Ham, yeah, no, y'all gotta stay and fight for Ukraine. I'm not even a citizen of this one. I'm here on a visa. Like, like, you ain't a Ukrainian citizen, but you have to fight for Ukraine.
I mean that's typical. Even the brothers. The brothers that was not guided by the Most High, right? The brothers
right.
Ben Ami and them people, right?
Right.
They were not guided by the Most High. So they thought that they was going to jump on planes because they thought that in the Bible, God was all Israelites from New York to California, everybody in EBT, everybody in projects, everybody in jail, to hop and break out of jail, go to the airport, jump on planes to go to Demona. They thought that was the God-given mission. Dumb. That's very dumb. That's a very dumb thing to think. All right. The mission from the Most High is not to make American Airlines rich.
Right.
And the Jewish man Air Israel, right? Or Israel Air.
Yeah,
Air Israel. The mission is not to make his airline the richest airline in all of the galaxy. Right. That's not the mission. All right. And then they went out there and they became refugees in Israel.
Well, Salakia, first Ethiopia.
First Ethiopia, they became refugees in Ethiopia, and they kept in Jamaica soon and talk about we Ethiopians, Haile Selassie, Rastafari. When your people go there and become refugees, when they did, they don't go there and become welcomed as, oh, my lost long brothers from America. That's not what took place, right? That's not what took place. They went to Ethiopia and became refugees in Ethiopia. Tried to get up to Israel, and guess what? The Ethiopians didn't say, that's the mission we've been trying to get. That's the mission of our forefathers. We're coming with you. That's not what the Ethiopians did, because the Ethiopians are not Israelites. Right. They went the brothers from here were refugees in Ethiopia, like vagabonds. They mounted it to good night Israel, and became refugees in Israel. And just like the Ukrainians, the Ukrainian refugees who are not Ukrainian, the heathen in Ukraine from them, the outsiders, what do you call them? The immigrants?
Yeah, the Ukrainian. Some of them are Israelites though.
But the Ukrainian immigrants.
They're college students, people who came to work, like
trade students, right? All of those Ukrainian immigrants, right? The brothers who left to Ethiopia to go to Israel became just like the Ukrainian immigrants, where they had to fight on the side of Israel, just like how the Ukrainian immigrants have to stay and fight for Ukraine and can't leave there. The brothers who went there could not leave there, right? And they had to sign up for the army to get citizenship, and they did. That's what they did, and that's not in the Bible. That you gonna get free and go to the homeland and sign up for the Edomites army. That's not in the Bible. That's not guidance from the Most High. They were wrong, and everybody should know that they were wrong. You should look at them and say that you guys are wrong, and they're not, and they're a fake Israelite sect. They are like we the leaders of the cult, right? Them guys are imitation cult. They're fake. They wannabes. And they failed the mission, man. They failed the mission. How about it? Anything else you want to say?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
Go. Keep it on a prologue there, right?
Yeah, sir. After the people have been led away captive and called home again.
Right. After we were led away captive, and through the ISUPK today, we are being called home. We are being called by the Most High to be lifted out of this place after the destruction. But being called to this place, remember the Yahushua said, right? Many are called and few are chosen. Meaning, we in here because this is a calling. A lot of brothers who come in here, they already know. They're like, yo, we have no choice. It was either this or jail forever, or this or death, or this or, torturing drug addiction, right? And we chose this because the Lord gave us two paths to go on. He gave us a wide path that everybody goes through, and then he gave us a small path that nobody wants to go through. As tonight, very few people are in this class right here today, because this is a small path. This is a straight path. This class right here with very few people in it is the straight and narrow according to the Bible. All right, not your church and not your Israelite group, where many people go through there. Go ahead about it.
You want the part about people, right?
No, I want the whole thing.
Okay.
So stay where you at. Let's keep trickling down.
Come on. Now his grandfather Yahushua, as he himself witnesseth, was a man of great diligence and wisdom among the Hebrews.
Right, a man of great diligence is who we gotta be. And we're going to be a man of great diligence amongst who? Amongst the Hebrews. Who's the Hebrews? Our people. So he's referring to the Israelites. We're going to be more diligent than Christians in the ISUPK. We're going to be more diligent than fake Israelite groups in the ISUPK. Keep reading.
Who did not only gather the great and short sentences of wise men that had been before him.
Right. The great and short sentences meaning there will be a short sentence that nobody means. For example, God so loved the world. Nobody knows what that means. It's a short sentence. God so loved the world. 5, right? Enough words on 5 fingers. All right? A lot of people don't even know what that means. Christians can't tell you what that means. Great meaning is old. Old in Hebrew or ancient, right? Is Zakwan. Right? Zakwan. Keep reading.
John. That had been before him, but himself also uttered some of his own, full of much understanding and wisdom.
And that's brothers in the ISUPK. You're gonna hear brothers in the ISUPK drop jewels. You're gonna hear Commander Jehanna say things that is absolutely biblical, and it's not in the Bible, but is according to the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Keep reading.
God, when as therefore the first Yahushua died, leaving this book almost perfected, Sirach his son, receiving it after him, left it to his own son Yahushua, who having gotten it into his hands, compiled it all orderly into one volume, and called it Wisdom, intituling it both by his own name, his father's name, and basically entitling it, and his grandfather. If I may, there's why sometimes people will be confused and call this Sirach. Sirach and Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiasticus and Sirach are the same name for the same book.
Right. But we don't call it, you're absolutely right. And for that purpose, we don't call it Sirach. Fake Israelites call it Sirach. You see what I'm saying? But that's why some people call it, that's why some people call it Sirach. And they should not. You know what I'm saying? They should call it Ecclesiasticus. Keep reading.
Some Bibles even have it as the name. God. Alluring the hearer by the very name of wisdom to have a greater love to the study of this book. It containeth therefore wise sayings, dark sentences, and parables, and certain particular
dark sentences meaning if you're not in the ISUPK, you can't understand it.
So like every beast go according to his own life. That's a dark sentence in the world. That's why this book was taken out.
Say it again?
That's why this book was taken out. Because you couldn't have Christianity. Well, yeah, you couldn't have Christianity.
That's a dark thing. You have to put that in a dark place where nobody can
Yeah.
see. That you can't make no light get on that phrase right there, because then that removes, like you said, that removes the essence of Christianity. Meaning that this book teaches all races of people on the earth to be racist.
Right.
It's saying racism is what the Lord wants.
Right.
Right. Meaning you don't have to attack. We're not talking about bigotry.
Right.
But racism, as in,
if I may,
go ahead.
That's the natural state of order. Every beast loveth his life. That's a beast is a taught anything. That's not like all.
Pigeons are racist.
Right. Pigeons don't. A pigeon won't be hollering at a bluebird.
Yeah. Right. Cats are racist.
Right.
Rats in Manhattan are racist. They got uptown rats and downtown rats, and they don't mix.
And then,
if you see them together, they fight, or they fight over food, and then they go back to their hosts separately. Go ahead, to their own racial neighborhoods.
Right. And to the dumb who says, "Well, my cat and my dog and my bird are all friends."
Right.
You dummy. You have dominion on the earth. The cat, the dog, and the bird knows. They mess with each other, you're gonna beat them over the head.
Right. That cat and dog that's friends with each other.
Right.
They're in captivity. They hope to be free one day, like me, like us.
Right. Like,
yeah, we gotta go to work too, and be around the oppressed people.
Right.
And know about slavery and can't do nothing because we're scared to be beat over the head.
Right.
We're scared. We need the job to feed ourselves.
Right.
So does that cat and that dog and that rat and that bird in your house.
Right. What's it called? Say something at your job against someone, not to a homosexual. Just be looking to yourself. Yeah. Your heterosexual coworker. Right. I'm not too fond of gay marriage. You're fired.
Right.
God. Also, and certain particular ancient godly stories of men that pleased the power.
Say that part again.
And certain particular ancient godly stories.
And certain particular ancient godly stories, right? Meaning there's stories that's from the Most High.
Right.
And then there's ancient stories that are just garbage.
Right.
Zeus and Hades is the story about a devil under the ground. That's garbage. That's not godly stories. Keep reading right there. Certain godly stories.
Of men that please the power.
That pleased God. Right? There were stories, right, that showed that they pleased the Most High God of Israel, and there was a story that if you follow that, you are going to displease the Most High. Following Easter displeases the Most High. Right. There's a story behind Easter. There's an ancient story behind Easter that you don't know about, and if you follow the traditions of that dumb story, you're going to displease the Most High. Christmas also. There's an ancient story behind that. If you follow that, you're going to displease the Most High. New Year's. The story behind that, you will displease the Most High. What else am I missing? Valentine's Day, that gay pedophile story. St. Patty's Day. Follow that, you're going to displease the Most High. Eric Adams displeased the Most High going down to St. Patty's Day parade. Go ahead.
If I may, what I was going to say is, what's it called? A good story is, if I'm not saying, is in Ecclesiasticus, what pleases him and what doesn't please him, like a man who goes to war and is destroyed afterwards. Yeah. And that's very powerful because what are we looking at now? People in August, we basically saw that they went to a pointless war that did not help them at all. Yeah. And now you're seeing the Most High drag this nation into another war that won't help us. Because honestly, other than the fact that when you're dealing with certain groups, when you're dealing with your enemies and who's strong enough and is this person strong enough to fight you, I can understand that. But there is no immediate threat to the United States unless this nigga Putin goes from right to left, from looking at the left side to looking at the right, which is where Alaska is. So again, you'll have America going in and using our young men to go and fight a pointless war that they're not going to pay them for or take care of them for afterwards. And Ecclesiastes gives a story that the Most High does not like them.
Absolutely.
And then, I don't know if you heard about stealth, sir?
Huh?
Have you heard about stealth?
No.
The stealth variant.
Oh, the new Omicron variant that's out right now in New York.
Yeah. I don't know if I heard this in New York, but there's a new variant that's taking over Europe.
Oh God.
I think multiple strains are taking over China.
They thought
Yeah,
COVID was over.
Yeah, right. Let's take off the mask. We got war to deal with now.
That's why the Most High, man, is absolutely genius, and he's absolutely to be loved by us because he's doing, first of all, he's doing all of this for us. And when the COVID died down, brothers started to get a little worried, like, damn, we about to go back to normal.
Right.
Right? Normal America, meaning more death and destruction for us. We went to bigger Isupk, New York, man. Shagapan spearheaded a move down to the mayor's office on Wednesday where all the Christian leaders came together, right? Where the mayor is saying to all the religious faiths in New York that basically the Christian church failed time and time again, and he's tired of you Christians. That's what he's saying now there. Eric Adams, the head of something defensive coalition, Patrick Mahoney, and all them down there. Yeah, they were. You know about him?
I've heard of him. Yeah.
Patrick Mahoney, and they're all saying like, yeah, the Christian church has failed. And Eric Adams keeps looking in the corner because he sees all these meaties in the corner, me and Charlotte Klein and the brothers wearing the fringes and the meaties and all that. He starts talking. Eric Adams starts talking crazy. He ain't gonna hear about it though. He starts talking about this place is becoming like Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I mean? Everybody starts gasping like, "Oh snap! Did he really just say that?" And he caught himself, and all that. Right?
He was like, he didn't want to say that one.
He said it by accident. Yeah, I was telling the brothers, he might have, he became in New York for a long time. He's growing up. He's from Brooklyn.
You gotta understand, if I'm not mistaken, he's Republican.
It's for what?
He's a Republican.
He's a Republican? Well, hey.
The reason I'm saying that is because Republicans
he could say that, but
he
could be a Republican or whatever his American thing is in his mind is, right? But growing up, there's a thing that people always think about when they remember the Israelites speaking in New York for the older generations when they hear the talking in the 90s.
Yeah.
So there's something that always strikes them, right? That always sticks with them, right? Based on what that brother was pushing at the camp, that was more on focus at the time. All right? But he said that, and he should have never said that. He should, right? According to New York City.
Right.
New York City is LGBTQ HQ, right? This is the headquarters of, I don't know, is it? But I think it is.
More San Francisco, but
San Francisco? New York City is the home of, is the metropolis of all demons in the earth. It's the greatest city. So when it comes to that thing, I think the one out of New York got more power, right? And for him to say that here says something, but he might have been saying it because this is a religious convention and Christians kind of believe in it.
Okay,
believe in the Bible.
If I could ask, sir, like what races were there? That was mainly Jake.
Well, this was a summit for anti-gun violence. So everybody is there, but the majority is black people.
Yeah, of course.
You see what I'm saying? You might have like 2 Spanish people here and around there, but it was black people in there. And then you got the Indian man. The whole thing was set up basically, right? This is a place where Christian people go to sign up for grants to have an anti-gun violence rally where the city pays them to just go out and say, you guys gotta stop shooting each other. You over there, you guys need nothing. You guys are a piece of crap. Our own people, you're doing this, and they just talk. Christians just talk. They usual hate black people talk, hate black men talk, right? And the city will give out money thinking that this is going to make a difference, or it's a cover for all the police brutality that's about to happen. So according to Eric Adams, he said he used a story about the brothers who lapped at the water, and the Most High said that you got too many men with you. You only need these few brothers who did not lap at the water. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well, that's what he said?
That's what he said. He was using that story to say he doesn't want to put a whole bunch of cops around the city. He wants a certain specialized trained few. Right? So meaning he's saying what's going to happen, and everybody's there like, oh man. Everybody in there is like, yo, we know what's about that. We know what it means. Catholics that know the Bible know what that means. And, you know, the ISUPK was in the building. And we get to say our part. You know what I mean? Make the Christian churches. It wasn't congregations in there. It was a place packed full of the heads of churches. And we made it more feel small in there. Wow. We made it more because we got on our mic and we say what we do. Right. Right. We talk about the mission to Acuna. Right. We talked about the sending water to Flint, Michigan. Right. Right. We talked about all of it. We went to the Mississippi prison the other day. Christians ain't going in there. Christians ain't doing none of these things. Right? Because Eric Adams says he needs you Christian leaders to come down from your ivy towers and get into the streets. And we're saying like, yo, we've been in the streets since 1969. The streets is all we do. The streets is all we know. And now the Christians, they're like, damn, we don't do the streets. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'll get shot in the streets.
You know what I mean? So,
I like well across there, man.
God, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Sure.
You know. So Mark means flag or established. Right? When they're ready, you want to get back to that verse that Bobby, right?
Johnson. 1 second.
Right? And they want to get a drink, right? Get a drink. I'm going to finish this right quick. All right? Okay? So everybody online, what you see what I'm doing here is I'm writing out the Hebrew alphabet, right? And saying what each thing is, right? So we're going to say what these things is, and this is the old path. The word old is a quan. The scripture says to follow on the old path. The word path is the rock. Right? You got your drink?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. You want to keep reading about it?
God.
Go ahead.
Also his prayer and song. Moreover, what benefits the power had vouchsafed his people, and what plagues he had heaped upon their enemies. This Yahushua did imitate Solomon, and was no less famous for wisdom and learning, both being indeed a man of great learning, and so reputed also.
Where's the part about the Hebrew having more force?
That's in the next. There's 2 prologues.
Okay.
That's what I was asking.
Then keep reading to the next prologue. Then.
Prologue of the wisdom of Yahushua, the son of Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps.
Right, and we are the ones who follow the law and the prophets. If you're not in the ISUPK, you don't follow the laws of the Bible. You don't even understand the laws of the Bible. If you're not in the ISUPK, you don't follow the prophets. If you're in the ISUPK, why do I say that? Because all the prophets were all in their time in a camp and had to fight against other Israelite camps. Every single last one. Right? And that's what we do. And we say that we have the truth and we have the wisdom of the Most High God, and you don't, because those prophets would say the same thing. Now, find a man who doesn't know the Bible, and he's going to say, nobody could say that they only have the truth of the Most High. Nobody can say that they only have the truth. Everybody got a little bit of the truth. That is a man that don't know the Bible. Right? And what the prologue is saying right here. This is the prologue of Ecclesiasticus, saying the same thing. Read.
Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets.
While many and great things have been delivered unto us, including the prophecy of Russia going to war with Ukraine, and France going to join with Russia, and the Libyans and the Ethiopians, and the Libyans meaning the people in the Central African quarter. He's going to go take up into where they're going to start with Russia, and they train by Russia already. Right? But we say this in ISUPK, and the church does not say these things. And the Israel groups don't say these things. All right? Keep reading.
And by others that have followed their steps for the which things.
Right. Meaning there are steps to be followed. And if you're not in the ISUPK, you don't follow those steps. You don't follow that old path. That Zakwan Darak. Zakwan Darak, meaning old path. Keep reading.
John. Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom.
Israel ought to be commanded for learning and wisdom, and this is the place for learning and wisdom, to learn wisdom. This is the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. Universal practical knowledge means wisdom. Universal meaning it covers all things in your life, because wisdom covers all things in your life when you have it. Practical meaning this is something that you use in real life. Knowledge meaning you have to learn this thing. All right, and that's what wisdom is. All right, and that's why the school is named that. Keep reading.
And whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also
even the readers who must become skillful themselves. When you come into ISUPK, you become a trooper, and all you do is read. You go to camp and you read. You're in class and you read. And those men who read must become skillful themselves. They have to learn the Hebrew a little bit. The guy knows some Hebrew, and they got to become skillful to where they get an officer's test and pass the officer's test to be skillful. And they go out and teach and to exercise their skillfulness. Keep reading.
And where, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without.
And they who have the desire to learn, this thing, they will come into Israel's school where learning happens, because this is a school. And the things they learn in here will profit even themselves. The way how the world and the TV and the View and the Table and Kevin Samuels and Steve Harvey did not profit you. And T.D. Jakes and Farrakhan did not profit you. And Malik Zulu Shabazz did not profit you. Right? But the ISUPK, you come in there with just the desire to learn, and you are going to learn things that profit yourselves and your families. Keep reading.
To profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather Yahushua, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten there into judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more.
He said those who are addicted to these things, right? When you come to ISUPK, right, brothers are addicted to the truth. I remember when I used to play GTA 5 every day before I came up in here, and then I learned about the truth, and GTA 5 stopped. And instead of morning, noon, or night GTA 5, other than going to the slavery, go home and play GTA 5, it was Israelite camp videos, right? Meaning General Muhammad's class all day, all night, all the camp with the Nigerians down in Harlem, acting a mess. The video with General Mayak and General Shamar in Philly, blazing on Muslim cats, right? Commander Jihan in Times Square, watching Captain Mashak all day, blazing on the Rastafarians, right? We became addicted to this truth. We watch class every Thursday, every Monday, mandatory, right? We go to camp, we love it. We find more camp to go to if it's within our reach. We're addicted to this truth, right? That's how you know who's down for the Most High in Christ. Read.
God, to these things might profit much more in living according to the law.
Where's the part about the Hebrew having more?
No, that's further down.
Keep reading.
Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored.
Wherefore we have come short to some words. I mean, when you're reading Hebrew, things will be just like this, right? But in English, you have words like is. You have things that are written in many words. But in Hebrew, things are written in shorter words, right? That's something that you need to prepare to get your mind around, right? Keep reading.
God, which we have labored to interpret.
Which people have worked hard to interpret, right? Me and the brother that translated the King James version, right, from the Hebrew, right? They labored hard to interpret that. The people who's reading the King James version today, turning it into modern English to the new international version, they didn't labor hard to interpret that. They don't even know. They didn't even translate those from the Hebrew. They translated that from
the English.
Another English version.
Right.
Some of them are double translated from other English versions, meaning they're more watered down from the spirit of the original writing. And that's why we read the King James Version, because the King James Version is direct from the Hebrew. All right? So it is the closest thing to the force that was being driven behind the authors in the Hebrew. Right? Keep reading.
For the same thing, for the same things uttered in Hebrew.
For the same things uttered in Hebrew, keep reading.
And translated into another tongue.
And translated into another tongue, English, French, Spanish, keep reading.
Have not the same force.
Have not the same force. Right? So when you read it in English, it's not the same force as you were reading in the Hebrew. And when they get some Israelites, right, to translate it directly from the Hebrew, it is the closest thing to that force. And if you dilute that into another translation, you are diluting the force of the message. All right? So now you're reading the English Standard Version and you're reading the New International Version, and now you look at us and be like, man, you guys are just too rough. I don't think that's the Spirit of God, because when I read the Bible in my NIV and my ESV, I don't get that kind of energy. That kind of energy is force. Right? Keep reading.
John. And not only these things, but the law itself.
Not only these things, but the law itself. A lot of Christians say they don't even know what it means to not wear clothes that have mixed fabrics. They don't know what that means. They don't know what it means to not eat meat that has blood in it. They have no clue what that means, right? They don't even know that they should keep the Passover, right? Brothers who are fake Israelites don't know that according to the Bible, there's only one Passover. And if you go to any other Passover, it doesn't count to the Most High. Right? Brothers who are not in the truth don't even know that they should pay tithes. Right? You got churches in IUIC that don't believe that they have to pay tithes. They don't even know what the word tithes mean.
Wait, IUIC
don't believe in paying tithes.
You don't got to pay tithes in it?
You don't got to pay tithes in it. That's why everybody goes in there.
Because
why did the pastor destruction? Because they're like the cat that Howard Shack talked about when he cut the debt.
Right.
The debt that we owe to the Most High, they cut that halfway. You don't have to do all that. Just, that's going to lead a man to displease the power, as we read earlier, right? Yeah, that's terrible. You know what I mean? And with the shortening of that law, there's going to be shortening of the other laws and shortening of interpretations. Copy the prophecies from the Isupk, but shorten it and make it suit women, because they shorten in everything, all right? Is there any more in here?
No. Oh, wait, no, there's more.
Okay.
Law itself and the prophets and the rest of the book have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language.
Right, meaning the message is all the same from the Old and the New Testament, right? And the way I was interpreted by the UPK. And if you're not in the Isupk, you're gonna read it and see something else that you don't see what we say. You're gonna see something different, right? And when you see when you see something different than us, you have a new doctrine, and it doesn't profit you like the book said it's supposed to profit you when they come across this thing. Meaning you're gonna know. Like Yahweh Shai said, you can tell my disciples by their fruits. All right. Now, all those words, I like them. I want to teach all those words, right? We got many words in there. We want to get an alphabet right here, right? Right? Okay. Shalom to all the brothers in there logging in, right? All the sisters in there. All right? See all y'all, the water for your kind words, right? To the brothers, Yahweh Shema Shai, a thumb. To the sisters, Yahweh Shema Shai, Shema Shai. All right? The is a cow. Coming from Allah, which is cow. Ba is for bayat, which is a tent. It's really a tent. For modern day, this word is used as a house. Ga is for gamal. The ga comes from gamal. And gamal is camel. Even the words sound similar, right? Da is from dalaf. Dalaf is the word for your door, right? Ha comes from hana. Hana meaning a man does this. Behold, with his hands, the fingers, and the arm. That means behold, right? This is one of the most common words in all the Tanakh, besides Amar, right? Amar is another one of the most common words. The Most High's name, Yahweh, another one of the most common words in there, right? Wa is from wow, which is fishhook, right? Za is from Zayan, which means weapon. Ka is from Kawama, which means properly fenced, but is used as wall today. All right, this is what we would use to say the wall, the Kawamaya. All right, Ta is from Tana'a, which means basket. Modern day, you would say bag. A word for your bag would be Tana'a. Give me your bag. Nathanya Tana'a Yaka. Right? Nathanya Tana'a Yaka. Right? Ya is from Yad. Huh?
Why Yaka?
Because it's just the tradition that we read it in the Tanakh.
Wait, but why is the Ya put there?
Because it's just the tradition that we see in the Tanakh. Meaning, it's what I see there. It's not everywhere, but it's there in a sense as a buffer. So if I say Tanakh, you might think I'm talking about a Tanakh.
Right.
Right. So I have to create some kind of verbal distinction so you know that I'm signaling a possessive.
Right.
Right. So you know that I'm talking about you or your bag or your bag. Tanaka, Tana, Yaka, right? Tana'a is the word for basket or bag. Tana'a Yaka.
Would you say Tana'a Yaha?
Tana'a Yaha. I would say that. If you say that to me, I know what you're talking about. If you say Tana'aha, I'll still know what you're talking about. But for some things, it might not be so easily distinguishable. All right? Right? But these things come with practice. So we're just reading the Sabbath service and you see Tana'a Yaka this, Barak Yaka, Barak Ka, hard on the tongue.
Right.
Barak Yaka. There's a buffer. You know what I'm saying? God.
So what about Nawa? You probably wouldn't have to do one for Nawa, right?
Well, it depends. We're still trying to get the feel of this thing as we see in the scriptures. But you'll see Allah Hayya Nawa everywhere. Allah Hayya Nawa. Why is it Yah there? Nobody knows. But it is a buffer. Allah Yanawa. Allah is the word for God or power or authority. Allah now. If you say Allah Nawa, right? Based on your dialect, because every tribe has a different dialect in the Bible. Remember the Shibboleth and the Sibboleth. Based on everybody's dialect, it might be hard to really distinguish what you're saying when you say Allah Nawa, because you might be saying Alana wa, Alana. You might say Alan, you might say Alana. So if you say Alana wa, then I'm thinking he's saying his whatever Alan is.
Right.
But Allah Yanawa, the Ya is there like, oh, that's a possessive.
Right.
All right. Yad is your hand. This is the figure of your whole arm. This is not the word for arm. Arm is Zarawai. We got the brother in Philadelphia, the Isupk. His name is Zarawai. His name means arm. Zarawai means arm. But this word, the figure is your hand, and the word hand is yad. All right. Cup is the inside part of your hand, the palm of your hand. Cup. Lamad means learn. Is the figure of a
Staff. Right.
Staff. An old man's walking. It was written like this. It was an old man's walking staff. Right? It used to be written like this. Right? It used to be written like this. Because it was an old man's walking stick. The same walking stick with the curved handle that he would hold up in the air because he's trying to teach you something and you won't learn. So he takes this old walking stick. Old meaning this is an older man. Full of experience and wisdom. And he sees the child doing something young and silly. He takes his walking stick on his old weak legs because he's a man that's past age and full of wisdom, and he takes and strikes you. Don't do that. Get it right. Control yourself. Discipline. And he goes back and walks about his business in your house, your grandpa. Your grandpa taught your whole family. If he's the oldest one there, right? He's the one that taught your whole family. He taught your dad, and now he's teaching you. Right? And your dad is going to become the older and teach you and your grandson. Right. And then your son is going to become the oldest one. He's going to teach his sons. Right? And then this over time became written as an L because they're all walking sticks that are shaped just like this too. But it came from this. Right. All right? So this is a walking stick with a man. It was written like this in this angle too. Because he held it up in the air like that before he struck it down on you. Right? Mayam. Ma comes from mayam, which means water. Right? This is supposed to be the water waves. And when I see this curved thing right here, this curved thing always signals that something goes under the ground. Right? No one is for sprouts, meaning a seed will be right here, this top right corner, and it will sprout roots under the ground. Right? Even the bayat is a tent with this tail right here that will go under the ground like a tent does when it makes its foundation. All right? No one is sprout. A seed sprouts. A seed is zarai, different from zarawai. All right? Zarawai is arm. Zarai is seed. All right? Sa is from samak, which means established, is the figure of a flag. This is not the word for a flag, but you do put a flag in a place that you are going to establish. Right? The oppressor, he went to the moon and said the eagle has landed, but he put the flag that has an eagle on top of it. He established it on the moon and established that this is his territory by placing the flag there. Flag is sawak, I believe, right? Sawak?
I think so, yeah.
Sawab also means another thing. I think sawab means conclusion or the end. Right? So, at the end of a war, there's a man with a flag standing there, and he's establishing his territory. So these words are all connected if you see them being used the same but in different ways. Where sawab means flag, and then sawab also means the conclusion or the end. Right? The conclusion of the whole matter. Right? Is to keep the commandments according to Ecclesiastes 4:11, I think. The conclusion of the whole matter. The conclusion of the whole matter is to raise up the banner up on high on the mountains. Where's that again? That's in one of them books. That's Lashawan, right? Might be Isaiah, right? To raise the banner up on high, lift up the banner, right? And the most, I think, the prophets into the house of the nobles, right? And when they lift the banner on high, a banner is lifted on a staff, just like a flag. All right? I is from ayan, which means your eye you have in your eyeballs, right? And this is a round thing to say your eye. Pa is from pa, which is your mouth. Right? This is the figure of a mouth. Pa also, P-A, pa and a ha, is also a word used in the Bible commonly to say here. As in like come here, or I place it here, or it should be here, or bring it over here. Pa is the word used to say here. Right? Very common word in the Tanakh also. You're not going to see it until you look for the word here and look for the Hebrew word behind the English and look for the Hebrew word. You're going to see pa. If you're reading it, and you know it means mouth. You don't understand it, you'll think it's saying mouth, but you read it in English, it's here. As to why when we read the Sabbath service, on the Sabbath service, we read seven verses in Hebrew and 7 verses in English, because you learn these things, exercise them in the morning. Right? That is why the Hebrew class is on a Friday night, because directly after that, a couple hours from now, will be the morning where the hard-headed Israelite mind doesn't retain things very well. So in a good amount of space of time, we have a curriculum by time and hours, right, to learn the thing and then go to the test, which is the morning, to exercise what you have learned. Tazar is from tazar, which is side, right? The figure is a man on his side. It wasn't always written like this. It was written like this, right? And this was supposed to be a man lying on his side and
Fetal position.
huh?
Fetal position.
His fetal position, almost, right? He would have 1 foot, you have 1 foot laying on like this, and 1 foot sticking out, right? The same way how you when you're bed, you go in your bed, you got 1 foot out, and you got the other leg all on your rib. She's complaining that you're taking all up on all the space in the bed because you are laying on your side. All right? And over time, it became written like this. And by the way, this alphabet is the last authorized way of writing. That is why we use it like this, and we don't use the older ones, because we had ages of development over time, right? That were permitted by the Most High. Give me Matthew 18 and 18. All right. Qadash is snare, right? This is a mouse trap, the same mouse trap you have in your home, which is a rectangle, right? And this is the clasp that comes over to slap the rat when he goes on the trap, when he goes for the bait that is on the tip of the trap right here, right? And the trap will be made of some kind of animal's bones, right? Ra'ash is for head. So your head, your cabeza, right? Your cabeza, right? Your head, Ra'ash in the Hebrew, right? A figure of a head on a neck, right? The shan, I wrote shan twice, right? My bad, my bad. Right? Shan is teeth, right? This is a figure of 2 front teeth, right? Part of an animal because they're written to be sharp, right? And this is your teeth. 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 Right? That's what shan is. Shan is your teeth. Right? Okay. Shan is your teeth. Let me write it properly for y'all. Right? Shan is teeth, right? And tha, and okay, the sha comes from shan, which is teeth, right? Tha comes from thou, which is mark, like the mark of the beast, right? Mark of the beast is not a microchip, because a microchip is not shaped like this, right? But this is a mark you put on someone's head to mark them. This is the good sheep, and that sheep is sick. I mark the sheep with a red mark, and I mark this sheep with a green sick mark, right? You have the mark of the Most High, and here's the mark of the beast, according to Ezekiel, right? About the mark of the Most High, right? Mark them that sigh and cry in the city, right? Why? Because we are being oppressed. If you come across a fake Israel group that does not care about the oppression of our people, run from that guy, because he does not have the mark of the Most High. What does he have? The mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast? Selfishness is the mark of a beast. Why? Because animals are selfish. They care about their own belly, right? The dogs fight for the bread, for the dead piece of meat that's there. They fight for it because they care about themselves, right? And where do you learn to be selfish? Christian church. The mark of the beast is Christianity. Where you got there, Abadia?
18 and 18.
Go ahead.
Matthew 18 and 18. Verily I say unto you.
Verily, this is what the Lord says unto us. Read.
Whatsoever.
This way.
Come. Whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall
whatsoever you shall bind on earth. There were priests and prophets and rulership of our people, and they will bind things on the earth, and they bind it the old way of writing, and they advanced it, right, to what we have now. Keep reading.
Whatsoever ye shall bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
And whatever was bound on earth shall be bound in heaven, meaning whatever the prophets did and authorized, the Most High in heaven authorized it. So you see that we once were like this, but then one of our rulers said, yo, we're writing it like this now. When he did that, that authority on earth was the authority in heaven. Whatever was bound on earth was bound in heaven, meaning the Most High wants us to write like this, not like that, and not like that. All right? As you can go to the lost little stones and where brothers might not have been writing like that, though that was not the authorized writing system of our kingdom. But this was. All right? No problem. We got any questions online? Okay.
We got some.
Okay, go ahead when you're ready, all right?
Salakia, sir. Well, we got one. Salakia, sir, if I could ask, why don't we use the former style? I guess you kind of answered it, though.
Okay, I just answered that, right? Most and Christ.
Yeah, that was it.
And that was it. Whatsoever shall be loosed in heaven, whatsoever shall be loosed on earth, shall be loosed in heaven. All right? I guess where the loosing is done at. Take a guess. Someone type in the comment section where you ask that question, right? You brother that asked it, right? Where is the loosing on earth done at? Today, 2022. If there was a loosing on heaven, on earth, right? That is the authority by the Most High, meaning it's also loosed in heaven. Where is the loosing done at? Who has that question?
That was Amon Gabar.
Amon Gadar? Or
Gabar.
What's going on Amon Gabar, man? You have to be third, brother from Minnesota, right? Okay, most times what's going on? Okay. We covered some words there. I wanted another scripture. We're not gonna do it today, right? I was gonna put okay, we got fruit. Right? Fruit is par. What time we got there?
8:29.
Okay, we got fruit is par. We got what's some of those words that came in the prologue again?
So
the words in the prologue. Okay, give me your bag, right? Give me your bag. Let's make some phrases out of these words that we have here, right? With the prepositions, and we should write the prepositions on the board, as a matter of fact, right? Give is Nathania.
So
and then what bag is? What's bag again?
Takana.
Tana'a.
Tana'a.
Tana'a. Right? Tana'a.
Yaka.
And then the possessive will be ka, right?
Ka.
Tana'a ka. Learn the basic, right? Tana'a ka. Give me your bag. Nathania Tana'a ka. All right? What other words can we say? Water the tree, water the seed that it sprouts. Right? We get a little complicated, right? We got water. We got the word for water on the board, right? Right, so hold on. Let's write it up first. Water. Water the tree. That
no, Tana is March. I
Tazar. God, very good. Right? Hold on, let's put some room on the board.
I believe brothers have tried to answer your other question too.
Huh?
Brothers have tried to answer your other question.
Oh, what answer they got?
ISUBK. One brother put 12 tribes. He put ISUBK.
Who said 12 tribes?
No, 12 tribes is the cat's name on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was trying to get smart, but we got scriptures for smart brothers too.
Okay.
All right.
12 tribes put ISUBK. Amon Gabar put UPK under commanding John Yohanan.
That's right.
Then 12 tribes tried again and said one was.
12 tribes is right. Amon Gabar is right. All right. Because if someone disagrees with Mr. 12 tribes and priest officer Amon Gabar, they should say why in the comments. They should say that they don't believe and why they don't believe. All right, so I can believe you, right? So just so we can get some excitement in the class, right? Where's the enemies at, man? Talk, man. God damn, man. People be hating on the low, man. Just hating in the dark, right? We should get the word for dark. What's the word for dark? Look it up right quick. Huh? Shaka war, black.
So like Esau uses that as dark. Amalek uses that as dark.
Aaron uses that as dark. So let's check it. Let's check it.
Concept.
All right. We know that light is. I wanted to check up the word light. Okay.
That's a war.
It's a war, right?
Right.
But I wanted to check this word with the word aura. I wanted an etymological root for the word aura because a war, right? Remember now, right? A war is made up of wa, and the ra, right? So in a sense, look at this, everybody. Okay. In a sense, we have ra, right? So it's a question to me of if the word aura descends from the Hebrew word awar. Awar is light, all right? Light for those who was wondering, all right? Awar is the word for light, right? Water the tree that it grows. That it water the seed. Water the seed. That's we gotta use the word on the board, right? Water the seed that it sprouts. Water the seed. Let's see who's paying attention today. Water the seed that it sprouts. Right? Anyone online? I want you to try to make an attempt to interpret or to translate the words of the phrases that I'm putting on the board, right?
So
go ahead.
I got Shaka War, or really Shayaka War, or it's a derivative, 7883, from 7835, meaning dark.
Okay. People online.
Shakar, a primitive root through the idea of the duskiness of early dawn to be dim or dark in color, be black. And this cuts them to the soul right here.
The soul?
Khan, because this is Anya Sharman.
So like the pash?
Shaka. No. I mean, this cuts them to the soul.
Okay.
The strong.
Dark is Kashak. All right, 2822. Uses darkness 70 times, dark 7 times, obscurity twice, night once. All right, Kashak.
Khan, but you can also use Khan.
So that's what it says there?
Yeah, Khan. You can also use Shakar, which is what Solomon uses.
Shakar.
Anya Shakawar.
Anya Shakawar. Okay, no problem.
I am black.
The word for dark is Kashak.
Solomon, you spelled that wrong. Spelled the rock.
Oh, the rock is path, right? That's that word over there. My bad. I spelled dark, the rock, right? Dark is right. I'm thinking Hebrew. My bad, y'all. I need to think like a Hebrew for y'all. Dark is Hashak. Right. What I want to do one of these days too Maybe not today, right? But we're gonna go through words and write the Hebrew characters here, and we're gonna try to figure out what an Israelite was thinking when he made this thing. In other words, Cha is a fence, right? Cha is a fence, Sha is teeth, and Ka is cup, the palm of your hand, right? So something is behind the wall. Nah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, if a nigga's in the dark, all you can see is teeth.
No. The
Salaki,
hand,
no.
well, Salaki, what does the hand represent?
The hand, okay, the hand is the palm of your hand, so.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Shan or teeth, or the word Shan, usually, to my knowledge, means like nutrition.
Sha.
Like nourishment, nutrition.
Sha and Na, meaning Shan, right? Meaning the teeth sprout.
Right.
They sprout from your mouth.
Right.
All right. So I'm not sure.
Ka is the palm of your, what's it called?
Ka is the palm of your hands
and your mouth. Shut the fuck up. That's the only thing I can think. Salakia.
Yeah. Be careful, right?
Yeah, Gosh.
My
hand in my mouth.
Hand on your teeth, on your mouth. I wouldn't say your mouth, but we have a word for mouth. I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong place to start.
So
right?
Pa is in mouth.
Pa is your mouth. Pa is your mouth.
Pa is your mouth.
Pa and now that word is also used in another sense to say here. Okay. Right. So if you look at the word here, you're gonna see the word pa.
Pa or paha?
Paha.
Paha.
Right? P-A-H. Okay? Kashaka means dark light, I guess, right? Dark light.
Dark light?
Kashaka, brother Kashaka wood.
No, I thought it was like a Shemaiah.
Shemaiah one?
Yeah, I thought it would sound like that, like to make it a different word or like to change it.
It could be.
Okay.
Or darkness become the light. I don't know. I'm gonna ask him what his name means. Kashaka war. Right? But it's good that we went over a word like this because before this, I wasn't really pointed to his name, Kashaka war. I didn't even know what his name. I never asked him what his name meant. We heard at the time when you got his name, but then that's one day, and then you don't remember after that. So now it brings to remembrance. Go ahead.
A war. I once tried to ask the generals about it, but they're a little what's it called when it comes to the like the pictographs and all that. Like scientifically, a war makes sense. For those who don't, you're familiar with the science behind light and seeing. You don't see anything. Your eyeballs are useless.
Right.
If there's no light, what happens is
reflect into your eyeballs.
The light reflects into your eyeballs off the pupils, and that is what gives you light.
Right.
So when I was trying to myself break down a war, what I got is the strength. No. Yeah, the strength mixed with the head, meaning the thing that helps you see or that gives you the strength to see is your mind being combined with your head.
The ra is definitely in there because the light gotta go to your head.
Right.
Right.
But wa means to combine. So what usage of I
wouldn't say that wa means to combine.
In that sense?
Of course not, because when you use a wa, it doesn't mean and. Right? Just like when I see ka here, it doesn't mean you.
Right.
And when I see la here, it doesn't mean to.
Right.
And when I see sha here, it doesn't mean pertaining to.
Well, if I may, I'm not necessarily going off the what and I'm going off what a wawa is, which is a stake that connects a tent and the ground, which is why it becomes and. Because what does why actually mean? And or to combine. That's my way of thinking. This is why I'm bringing it to you.
I can believe that. I can believe that. You can put many things on a fork, for sure.
Right.
I could believe that. Cow's head.
Right.
Right.
Or the strength of the leader, because remember, some of them have.
Okay, we would put pieces on a stick to burn to make light.
Right.
Because the
right.
We burn cow.
Yeah, that's charcoal.
Right.
That definitely is.
Right. So the dung comes from the cow. on a staff or a stick, so that our heads can see, and I can see your face and those two, right?
Oh.
Good. It's probably that.
Time.
All right. It's good to have conversations like this too. So, you know, brothers online could try to get the whole thinking.
What's Zion?
Zion.
Which is?
Weapon. Okay. I don't know how to connect it all though.
Oh, well, I'm thinking about you.
Zion? Or Zahab?
That'd be a weapon.
Zahab? Me?
Yeah, kind of. Weapon of the first house.
Weapon
or something, you got to rearrange it, but yeah, weapon of the first house.
Zahab?
Or a strong weapon of the house. Yeah, your dog. Well, I know that's not a dog, but yeah. Collab is
dog is collab.
Yeah,
Wolf, Za. Okay, okay. In like Russia and places like that, wolves
that's
pets.
Dog, yeah.
That Shiba Inu, the Inu means dog in Japanese, right?
Right.
And that dog is like it's a wolf.
Yeah.
But it's like they keep it's at the kids' school.
It's a domesticated animal.
Yeah. You know what I mean? What they do is they get a wolf and they get like a dog and they make the wolf, they put them in a cage together until the wolf rapes the dog. And then they have all these little other dogs that look like wolves but are domesticated animals.
Right.
You know what I mean? For sure. That's how they create all these wolf looking like dogs.
Yeah, right.
The German Shepherd. The German Shepherd is the same thing.
Really?
Of course.
I want a Caucasian one. The one I use for the gulag.
You want a Caucasian
Shepherd? Yeah.
A Caucasian Shepherd.
It's half bear, half dog.
Half bear, half dog.
Look it up. It's also known as an Isupk. Look it up. I'll show you after class. They're beautiful. They're like Salakia. Sitting down, the dog is your height.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've seen a meme where they had this giant fluffy thing being tied into the back of a pickup truck.
Yeah.
God.
I want one of those.
Right, well, someone was very evil to make that because I don't know how a bear is gonna fit inside of a small animal like a dog. How does that thing get born? That's
like, I don't know. Ask the Russians.
Ask the Russians, right? The slave man said it's sick, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't care about nothing. Even us, we care about our dogs. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
A wise man, what is it? A wise man consider his feet?
God.
God.
Water the seed that is sprout. Let's see who got it online. Oh, you wanna get it? Go ahead. Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
Salaki, someone asked a question too on the topic we were just on. Would dark be Qadar?
Qadar, I believe, is dark skinned. Right? Let's get that too. Let's get Qadar.
It's Qadar, not Qadar.
I believe it's Qadar. It's Qadar with a K in English.
Okay.
But I think it's Qadar in Hebrew.
Kedar? I think I've seen that in the description.
Kedar in English.
Qadar, QRS.
You don't got the app?
What? I'm tracking my phone a bit.
Okay. I could have gave you my tablet, man. Here, let me get my tablet, man, so you can go through this quickly, man.
Oh, I'm gonna greet my stupid ass. Salaki.
So good. Okay, right here.
Okay.
Right. So
yeah.
Okay.
I got it. I got the same.
You put it. You wanna do it like that? Do it the way that you know it. My bad.
It's spelled with a K, all right?
It's spelled with a K in English, kind.
Yeah, Kedar. I'll use the one that's all the same.
No one ain't tried to phrase it, right?
I don't believe so. Qadar 6938. Dusky of the skin or the tent.
Say it again.
Dusky of the skin or the tent.
So Qadar or Qadar, right? Qadar, right? Is dark skinned. Dark skin. Right? In other words, what is in other words? This is Melanin. Melanin in the Bible, melanin in Hebrew, right, is Qadar.
Wouldn't it be Qadar 1?
Qadar 1.
Meaning like the thing that squats this description.
Well, okay, one, when you see one,
right,
like that at the end of any word, it means a person or place. All right?
I thought it was a noun. Like
person or place means noun.
Oh, right,
a noun is a person, place, or thing.
Right.
All right? So, Qadar is more like a adjective. Like you dark.
Right.
Right? So it said dark skin or dark tent. Why? Because a tent is made out of cow skin, hide, right? And it is dark, right? It's talking about it came from a black cow, right? Or a dark brown cow, right? So Qadar, right? That's dark skin, melanin, all right? What was looking again? That was the word, right?
Right. That was it.
Okay, no problem. Who online can give me water the seed that it sprout? Even if we got half of the term, I know we might not that. I know that might be getting in the way, right? That is ashar. Right? Ashar. Right? Ashar is that. There we go, right? Now someone online, please give it a try. We've been doing possessives and prepositions every week, right? One or the other. We might even get a little bit more again today in a bit, right? And we should be able to get that it. We know that it is a preposition, right? Not a preposition. God, what's the name again?
Article.
Not an article. It is written as a possessive.
Right.
Particularly, the possessive is his.
Yeah,
right? So now let's write what water the seed that is sprouted is. Right?
I want to try.
You want to try it? Give it a go.
You want to write it?
You want to write it? Go ahead. Well, depends on you ready.
Huh?
Right.
I might get this wrong, so. So I don't have to erase the.
You want to write it like that in the Hebrew?
Oh, yeah, that's all good.
All right, go ahead. Okay, Tazawar C, Tazawar Cowhide, all right? Salat, so Mashamah, the question was that we're going to write some phrases on the board, and brothers are going to have to try to answer it in the Hebrew. All right? So we're going to write stuff in English. We, the teachers, are going to write things in English. And anybody online, you're going to try to translate our English phrases that we're going to write on the board. So translate the things in English that we are going to write. Mashallah, yes, the breakdown. You lost a copy of what breakdown?
So I can not put it in case anybody else wants to try.
Huh?
I said I was gonna put it in English, but I said in case anybody else want to try before I do.
Okay.
Come on. I don't know if I did it right, but I think I did.
Okay, nobody online trying. No, oh man, it's a lot here, right?
I did it wrong.
Okay, we got Samayam, Yazarai.
No, Hazarai, that's the connector.
Hazarai, Ashar, Nawanya.
No one. Sorry.
Nawanwa. Slap you, right?
Yeah, come.
So ta, right?
Yeah.
Ta means will do, right? Future tense, right? Ta means future tense. As a preposition, as you see, mayam is the word for water, right? And he wrote the preposition onto the word because that is where you put prepositions. Prepositions are not written separately. Prepositions and possessives are written on the word, right?
Right.
Here's the possessives. The one, we got the one right here. This the one is this the one right here. The possessive has to be written connected to the word that it's talking about. All right? Okay, so we got you will water, right? Will water the seed that it sprouts. I want to say very good. I want to say cover that, right?
So what? I wasn't supposed to put the thought.
You were not supposed to put the thought.
I thought if it's so long as it's a command, thought gotta be put. I mean,
Not as a command. Okay, this is saying what you will do.
Oh, okay.
Right? A command. I don't know it to be as a command. I know that it means future tense.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, if you were to say, "I will water the seed that is sprout," yeah, we do it. Let's erase everything down here.
Right. Okay.
You want to do it?
Yeah. Everything down here.
And I want to say, "I will water the food." I will water the food. Right? I will. Okay, food comes from plants, y'all. All right. I will water the seed. I will water the seed. How about that? Let's just do that, right? I will water the seeds.
Okay.
Right.
Oh.
Okay, my bad. You want to use this right here?
Yeah, I use that one.
I'm still seeing stuff. I don't like seeing stuff on the board. My bad.
Yeah, that's it.
Let me
Yeah.
Let me just spread it a little bit. Okay. We got a little here. We got a little here. Here, right?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Water.
Oh, sweet. Go ahead. Okay, looks a little better, right?
Yeah, okay.
Let me get that right here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right. So I will water.
Okay, I will water. Is it? Make sure it's dry first before you
Yes.
Okay.
Obvious.
Okay. I will water the seed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, tug of war. Seed. Okay, hold on. Seed is Zarai. Right? Seed is Zarai. The one sprout. The word sprout is still on the board. Right? Sprout is Nawan. Okay? Selected, sir, may I have the breakdown on how the word white was properly added in the description of Christ in Revelations 13 and 15? That's a very good question, Mashamayash, right? It's a very good question. The word for white in Revelation chapter 1 is still Laban. All right, still Laban, all right? No sweat, tug of war, right? No sweat.
Time.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, and this is what Ecclesiasticus was talking about, where in Hebrew things are much shorter sentences. So this is the sentence in English, mad letters, mad words, a lot of words. But in Hebrew, everything is written in a much shorter.
If I may, before you even get started,
Yeah, go ahead.
What's called, this one had me questioning, like, if I could do this shorter, but I said, I personally have never seen, like, two prepositions, like, literally next to each other like that, so I made this way. But wanted to ask you, like, what you're doing with, can this be shortened? Or do you have to?
You have to word but it's a good thing you mentioned that because I've never seen behind the thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I will.
Yeah, right.
Right, so that was very diligent.
Right.
That's why that scripture talks about brothers who are diligent. that was a proper thing to do.
Right.
Right. So yeah, that's absolutely. I'll see this written.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't want to make up something new.
Right.
I want what our forefathers had. I want the old path.
Right.
You know what I mean? For sure. So that's right. So we have Anya, which means I am.
Right.
Right? Then we got the Tha, which means will do.
Right.
Right? Then we got Mayam, which means water. So I will water Ha Zerai, the seed command. Right? Most High in Christ, right? My brother wanted a breakdown of Revelation 1 and 13. Right, the part where it talks about Yahweh's hair is being white. Very good question. What I wanted to
is, yeah, I don't know if you noticed. Mashama attempted. He said, "Amayam Hazarai."
I water the plant. I'll take it.
Okay, Salakia.
Amayam Hazarai. I water the plant.
Right. I spelled Zarai, right?
Right, is correct.
Okay, yeah, Mashama, he had an A in between it. You want to remember to put the connector between the Ra and the I.
The A is, I think the A is correct.
Oh, so it's Ra or Ra?
It's right? Like you got it right here. So you have to write the Ra. Okay.
Wait, yeah, that is right. Right. Yeah, I'm pronouncing it wrong. That's my fuck up. Con, you're right.
If you don't put the A there,
yeah,
what you'll be saying is Zar I.
Right.
The connectors give you the sound, right?
Right.
And that sound can be reflective of the vowels in English because the vowels in English is all about sound.
Right.
Don't sweat that, all right? Don't sweat that, all right?
Yeah, Con. Okay.
Okay.
I got it.
We want the not that. We want the New Testament Tanakh.
Oh, you want it?
Yeah, we got the New Testament Tanakh.
Oh, right. Where is it? Hold on.
Oh.
Should be somewhere around here. So
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Oh no, this is the Apocrypha.
It should be over there with the Tanakh. One of these.
No.
I think it's
a Tanakh.
Yeah,
that's a Tanakh. This is another Tanakh.
That might be. It might be in here too. I think it's gonna have both of them. Big one.
This big one.
Check it right quick.
Because I remember seeing those.
Yeah, it was like thin, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, nah, this is a regular Tanakh.
Look in the back. Sit down. Sit down. Bring them in.
Yeah, there's a regular Tanakh, sir. Let me look in the back to see if it's back there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking. Hold on 1 sec.
I'm gonna write this in English letters so that y'all can get it, alright? Just so nobody could say, they got a little lost, right, with the translation. I know we're a little bit intermediate. You know what I mean? Not a whole lot, but we're just a little bit. I'm still learning. You know what I mean? I'm still learning, and I know better than the cats Okay?
Nah.
No switch. Right? But water is mayam. Right? Mayam. Right? Ha. We got the word zarai. For seed. We got ashar, which is that. Ashar. And then we got nawan for sprout. Right? And then we got wa.
I'm gonna
say it.
Myself.
All right?
Ooh, yes, there was one on one.
Ashar wa, right? That it sprouts.
That a question. The proper.
No, that sprout it. Sprout it. That's how we will talk, right? Okay.
Come.
Go ahead.
What is the proper word for baby?
Baby.
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know we got yalad, which means young boy. Where the word lad comes from. The word lad in English. You know, English people be calling that young lad.
Right.
That young lad.
Yeah, lad is Hebrew.
Right?
Yeah.
Lad is Hebrew.
Right. Lad.
Right. From yalad, right? Look it up. Where's the tablet right there?
Okay, yeah, I've looked it up before. There's like two words. One is like suckling, and then there's another one. I think it's narai and one other.
Okay, so we'll find it out right now, right? Just look for the one where it says the suckling young babe, right? Yes. Or that babe's talk, right?
Oh, let me get your Hulu account.
Right.
Yo, you heard about Netflix?
What happened?
They about to they trying to stop it where you can't share your account with like 50 million people.
Right.
Yeah. They about to lose money because nobody.
Nobody really don't mess with Netflix like that.
Right, like.
Right. They did the wrong thing. They're demotivating people. That's not what you do when you have a business.
Yeah, right. Like
what you want to do is you want to limit the amount of people that can share an account.
Yeah, baby's not in there, so I think I had to look up baby. Yeah, Khan.
Yeah, that babe means baby.
Yeah, I know. Khan.
So we have.
It's only showing one, like.
Babe, B-A-B-E?
Yeah.
No problem. What did it say? That's the one we need, right?
But it's in Exodus. The one for babe is Naira.
Naira, right. Naira, right. Naira, right? Or Naira, right? I know sometimes they say the Ra, but they don't put a H because they don't want it to sound, they don't want it to have the appearance of being feminine.
Yeah.
Right? But Naira, for now, Naira, right? Which is baby.
So you don't know baby. Naira move.
Naira
ba.
Naira ba.
No, Naira ba. Like you be like, tell the baby to come. Naira ba.
Oh, not ba, but ba'a.
But yeah, Naira ba.
But you say Naira ba.
No, I'm saying ba'a, but I guess I said it too fast.
You gotta say ba'a like how you say la'a.
Okay. Naira ba.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, yeah, kind of.
Naira ba'a. Yeah, you guys.
I thought there was another one.
You gotta stretch out the ba'a. What you saying is ba'a. Okay, ba'a for those out there, right? Ba'a, right, is how you say come.
Right.
Right, come. Right? There's three sounds in Hebrew also, right? You have the ma sounds. I wrote it. I don't want to write it right here. Right? Hold on. Right?
Yeah.
You have the ma sound, right?
Right.
Right? Ma. And then you have ma. And then you have ma'a. Right? Ma, and ma'a. And this is sounds that we're going to come across when we're speaking the Hebrew, right? So we got to be very careful. We have ma, and ma'a. Meaning, so there's one that's short, ma, and there's a longer one, ma, and there's a one that has a wave in it, ma'a.
Right.
Ma'a. Like when we say ma'a, that's kind of wrong. Ma'a, because nobody talks like ma'a. People talk in waves. We talk with a fluency.
Right.
That fluency means it flows.
Right.
Right? Or if you talk like that, then I'm going to say, okay, well, you speak Hebrew, but you're not fluent.
Right.
Your talking is not fluent.
Right.
All right? So we have ma'a. Right? So there's a sound, and then you press on the other sound, which is the ah.
Right.
Right? And this is a ma. Oh, slap it, my bad. I wrote a na. Right? So we have a ma here. And then we have a ma here with the H here. And then we have a ma here with a ah.
Water what 100?
Huh?
Water what 100?
Water. No, that's not water. That's of.
Yes,
If you say ma, you ain't talking about water. You're talking about up. If you say water, you're gonna say my young.
Okay.
Right? Unless it's a signature.
Right.
Signatures can mean things like that.
Right.
Of course, ma means like Abadi just said. This is of, and Abadi said this is what. This is the word for what.
You might want to
this is the word for 100. Say it again.
You might want to replace that block. Probably you good for the night, but.
Right. So it's watching now, right? It's getting better light, right? Right. So this is what each of these means. Now, based on how you pronounce it or your mispronunciation, I'm gonna think like, what the hell are you talking about? Right. If you say, if you say ma'ayam, I'm gonna think you're talking about 100 C's because yum means sea. Right. Yum means sea. Right? Ma yum of the sea is how you get water. Right? Okay. Being that you said that, it sounds like we could use a preposition, right? Because ma is of. Yeah, of what? Yum, okay, but yum, okay, what's yum again? Yum is sea. Oh, yum itself is sea, but ya is a hand, ma is water. Ma is water, right? So gathered water. Huh? Gathered water. Gathered water? No, like gathered past tense, like the water's gathered together. All the water in the world is gathered together in the sea. Because what does the scripture say? You're right. All the waters to come together. They're all connected. Right. That's I see that. I see that. Hell yeah. I see that. Right? So they're all connected. All the 7 seas are connected. Right. Well, I believe there's 8 or something. Yo, Esau's always changing shit. Like 2 years ago, I'm like, you know, when people go up to people in the mall or whatever, be like, how many seas are there? Or how many oceans are there? I'm like, there's 4. There's 5. I'm like, since when, my nigga? I just left school 10 years ago. And then they're going to talk about the 7 seas. Right. I believe there's 12 seas. Oh, shit. We got 12 tribes. Right, yeah. I don't, there's probably not. But if I divided the seas, then there'll be 12 seas. Oh, yeah. And if I divide the land, it's going to be 12 lands. Right. You know what I mean? I'll make it 12 content. Somehow, some way. Oh, yeah. I'll be like, this is, but that's not up to me. So I'm not going to do that. God. The Hawashai. So he's coming back. Right. You know what I mean? And he's going to lead us to war. Right. Just like the Hawashai of Nawan did, right? Of Nun. Right. He led us to go out into the land and said, I think they rolled dice. Right. They rolled dice and said, this land is yours. Go fight, go kill these Africans over there and get the land for you. We wouldn't have a land of Israel if we was not killing the Africans to get our land back. God. Right? So why do we talk about we gotta go back and love Africans? Right. We gotta go there and destroy the inhabitants to get our land back. So now we're gonna be destroying Iranians. Right. According to the Bible, when Yahushua comes back, he's gonna lead us. Jesus Christ is gonna come out of the sky and lead us to destroy the Iranians and destroy all of Dubai and the weird islands they made. We're gonna blow that to bits. Right? The fancy island, shake like the palm tree, destroy that. Right? Right. You know, whoever's there, you know, dust. You're gonna become dust. Dust is the word again, right? Dust or dusk? Dust. Dusk is darkness. Yeah. Okay. Right. Dust is ipar. Okay. Dust is ipar. Dust. Okay. Dust. Yeah. Okay. Dust is ipar. Cloud is Ainan. Ainan. Yeah, I think I remember. Right. Ainan. This is the word we kicked from the cross in the we was reading about the Exodus. John, if I may. The service. John. The cloud that lives by day, fire by night. John. Fire is ash. John. Go ahead about it. So, question. Naira with an A at the end would be for a baby girl. I would assume so. And could you use that for a woman or no? I don't know. Yes, damsel is Naira. Naira is damsel. So it's our culture to call our wives baby. Technically, yeah. No, I'll say that darling, it's my darling. Guys, we're gonna. Yeah, I would say all things come from Israelites. I'll say yes.
Because if I may, sir, technically, it's our culture to call our husbands, call us men, what's called man, but Esau is still going to translate it as husband. But we know we're not saying husband, we're not saying damsel, we're saying man and baby.
Right. And we have warriors. Sometimes say the warrior went to war. We're talking about men, no women.
Right.
You know what I mean? So for sure. Damsel meaning she's delicate. She won't put her foot like up on the ground. Like you won't put a suckling baby on the ground.
If I may.
She's soft and tender.
Right.
And you get her naked like a baby's butt.
Right. And if I may, Yah,
soft.
Salakia, this is the last one, I think. Yah after a ha. After a ha. Yeah, after any ha, really.
Okay, what?
Is there a problem with that? Naraya.
Naraya, yo, to say my damsel?
Yeah, or my baby.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
So it's okay to always to put a Yah after the ha.
Always. Only if you say my.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, you have to say, if you say my, it's my damsel, you have to put the Yah there. Oh, there's no other way of saying my as a possessive to say my damsel. That's the only way. That's the culture. Just stay with the culture. The culture is the key. Look for the traditions of what will be done, and look for things that will never be done.
Right.
And don't never do the thing that will never be done.
Right.
Right? Yeah. We don't want nothing new.
John. And there was
right?
You had something for John.
Go ahead.
Well, there was Salaki. I wanted to get an understanding. Remember we had a conversation, like two conversations. One where you were saying, to your knowledge, or you believe Jacob fiddled with his son's names at some point. And our second question is...
Well, Benjamin was like
Ben-Ami
or something like that.
Yeah, God.
And he was like, hell, that's soft.
Yeah, right.
His name is now Benjamin.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Ben-Anai, which would be Ben-Onai, which would be child of sorrow. But he changed it to child of the right hand.
Right. So it was like, that's some sad stuff.
Yeah, so, right.
Okay, all the names of the tribes is made after the sisters, the four baby mothers.
Yeah, right.
On two sides.
Right.
Because that's what sisters do, right?
Right.
Out of the spirit, meaning carnality.
Right.
In their weakness. They started one sister over here.
Right.
And then that sister who they don't like, she sided sisters over there.
Right.
And now there's two opposing teams.
Right.
That's not right.
Right.
You gotta, sisters, if you have that kind of thing going on, you need to go to a counselor.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not in the truth. You're just here for now, and you're on your exit by the Most High's will, and we don't want that for you, and you shouldn't want that for yourself. You should love the truth more than yourself. Don't be selfish, right? Fix the house. If there's a split in the wall right here, you just don't say, well, the house is falling apart. Right. Let's just ignore it and hope it gets better. No, man. Call the guy to repair the thing. Get 2 or 3 witnesses to go up there and see where the crack is at and fix the crack.
Right.
And get 2 more witnesses on the end to get the machinery to push the thing back together.
Right.
And put steel in the middle. And fix the house, man. You don't, come on now.
John. So, no, the reason I was asking is...
Otherwise, the crack is going to go in the middle. Slap your body, right?
Yeah, John.
The crack in the middle, one side is going to fall down.
Right.
And the one that, then there's going to be the half that remains.
Right.
And you're going to have to cover it up with the wall here or create a new extension on top of it while the other ones are gone. That's not what we want.
Right.
You know, we want the one that's remained to just fix what they have, because we all have the capacity to be here, so we all have the capacity to do what's right.
Right.
Go ahead about it.
No, so what I was saying is about Joseph's name, how when you look up in Psalms, it'll tell you like it's actually shortened. Like
Yasap?
Yahusap, yeah, it's supposed to be Yahusap.
Yahusap.
Kind of. So I wanted to know.
You have to show me that. So they say his name means adding.
Yeah, I mean basically it would mean God. Hold up, Slakia.
Yahusap. That's heavy.
Yeah, kind of.
If say for sure, if you show me that, that's deep.
I think I showed it to you years ago, a while back.
I don't remember that Slakia. Yahusap. The Lord, meaning the Lord adds, or the Lord is adding something, right? Yeah, that's deep. Okay, should we do that right quick? Let's get some words from these tribes. Right, let's get some words from these tribes right quick. Let's get Levi. Right? Levi in Hebrew, right, is lawyer, right? Lawyer, right? The word law, right? The law is from lawa, and lawa means join, right? Ya is a preposition to say my, right? In other words, my joining or my join, right? Or English would say join to me, right? Let's get some more with the translations in there. Shemaiah. Let me clear the board a little bit. Oh, I will water the seed. We forgot this one right here too. Let me let's get this right here. Okay. I will. Will is tha. Right, tha, and then water is mayam. Tha, mayam. Right, and I put a little dash there to say that this is connected. I don't want to write Tamayam all together with no dash because you might be misled by the complexity of the wording. So I'm putting I put a dash to say this is a possessive, and then this is the root word behind it. Okay, because that's how everything is written in Hebrew. It's possessive. No, slack it. It's preposition. This is a preposition, right? And then root word. So it's preposition, root word, then possessive, all together. All right? Anya, Tamayam, and then what we have here, we have the in Hebrew is ha, dash. Ha is a preposition. So we'll put a dash there, because the dash is like a bone that's going to connect it to the word, right? Seed is zarai. Right? And I said bone, right? Bone is a good word too. Bone is itazam. Right? Bone is itazam. The word bone comes from the word tree. The word tree is itazam. Right? The tree trunk that you see, that is the bone of the tree. That is the backbone of the tree. So we looked at it the same way. Tree, itazam. All right? Itazam. Right? Are bones strong? Yes. Are tree trunks strong? Yes. The word itazam also became one way of saying strong, in that sense, strong. Of course, you have the other word strong, kazakwa. Kazakwa meaning your chest. A man who's strong has a big chest, right? Kazakwa also means strong. Itazam also means strong, and these both have different sense. Kazakwa is the word for mighty. Let me put it on the board before I'm saying all this stuff, right? Okay, so these also mean strong.
I found it.
Right? Good, right? And then you have kazakwa, right? Which means chest. A man with a big chest is a mighty man. And then the word kazakwa also means strong. Right? And here you get to see both of their contexts. All right, so when you see one, you know that both of these could be strong, but what's the context behind them saying strong? This is itazam is stronger than this thing is hard. Meaning you can't break it. But this one is stronger than this is a strong man or a chesty, well-built person, right? Of the flesh, all right? Go ahead about it.
You ready for me?
I'm ready for you.
This is Psalms 81 and 5. For a test, let me get the exact.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got it. 81 and 5.
Stand right.
This is Psalms 81 and 5. This he ordained in Joseph for a testimony when he went out through the land of Egypt, where I heard a language that I understood not. And then when you go back, that Joseph They have a translated regular, but when you go back, it's 3084. And when you look it up, it's spelled the house up.
House up. Let me see. 3884.
Yeah, come.
Yeah, look. Go get it from me so I can see real quick.
So like I just had it pulled up. I don't know how.
So I can't make out the spelling of the Hebrew word for damsel or baby. Okay, the Hebrew spelling, right? No, don't. It's okay. Put it back. Okay, so it'll be like this. Na'ayim. Right? That's for this one right here, right? That's for baby. Right? And if Naira down here, Naira will be like this. All right, roll it backwards, right?
So Naira Young would be just regular Naira Young.
Huh?
Naira Young. How do you know when it would be Naira Young actually?
Naira.
Because it's female.
I would say yes, but we want to check it.
Because how do you know which plural form to use for each word? And I got
Naira. I would say Naira. Oh, probably connected, right? It would probably be connected for pronunciation. I'm not sure.
Naira.
But Naira, it says Naira.
Yeah.
Naira. Damsel, Naira.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Naira.
Right.
Remember now, you have ma, and ma.
Right.
Ma. Right? Ma means of. Mayam. Mayam.
Right.
Right? Ma.
What?
Ma is mean what?
Ma Shalanka.
Ma Shalanka.
Right.
Ma Shalanka means of peace. Right?
Right.
Ma Shalanka means what peace?
Right.
Right? So I gotta hear the distinction, right?
100.
Ma 100 Ma Shalam. That's some Naruto. That's a move in Naruto. On Naruto, right?
Right.
That's a move. He threw 100 knives out.
Nah, they have a move like that.
Oh,
yeah, shadow shuriken. Like just like Naruto makes 1,000,000 of himself, and they're gonna throw like two shurikens, and it turns into 1,000, and it'll just kill you.
And then just kill everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100 piece.
Yeah, right.
Right. So ma is a word for what in Chinese.
Right. Is it really?
Yeah. They'll say, okay, they'll say Shama. That's how they say what.
Right.
But in Chinese now, it gets a little retarded, right?
Right.
It's never a question in Chinese without saying ma at the end. Meaning,
so they have to put a question mark in their fucking sentence?
Hey, come on.
Salakia.
Yeah, come on. Yes. Right? Ma, meaning wherever the culture came from, it came from the Hebrew, y'all. Wherever the culture came from, the ma was a signal to say this is a question. In Chinese, in Mandarin. All right? No problem, right? Now, I believe we're up on the time, everybody.
Yeah,
anything else you want to bring up? And then the question online right quick? Last one. 10 seconds. Or we out here.
This is sister said.
Say their names too, all right?
This class is very well taught. I learned a lot from watching. Perfect. Most
sign crisis, right? Now, when you see me at the Passover, don't be shy to introduce yourselves. I don't know who's who. I don't know the faces behind the names. I'm not one of those people that look up everybody's profile. If you see me and you know me and you watch the class, you know what I mean? Be my brother, man. Come dap me up, man. Give me the salute, man. The greeting, man. Y'all about to thought, y'all some shy. Give me the greeting, because I don't really know. I know some of the people be like, they watch me.
Right.
Or they watch them behind me.
Right.
So because they watch them, you hear, just like when a person talks to you, you assume that, this person knows you because he's talking to you,
Right.
right? And we write the things on the board, and you're writing responses. So to you, you've had an interaction
Right.
with us, right? Just on the paint, right? We see her line all the time.
Right.
I don't know what she look like.
Yeah, right.
I don't know who you are in person, right? You down with UPK, so I know you're a good person. But if I see you, I'm not gonna Salaki. I'm saying to say who you are, so we can salute and all that. You know what I mean? We can be a family in there, right? I know because I'm saying this because I'll see sometimes some people might feel a little bit offended if I see him and I don't recognize him and I don't salute him because they see me online and they've had an interaction with me and they assume that in person we're familiar with each other's faces. Salaki, that's not, you make your interaction known. So you can say, oh, I know Mashama Ayash. We say, I am Mashama Ayash. I mean, oh, snap, Mashama, that's you. You know what I mean? It's like that. You know what I mean? So we are a family. We are a family, and I love you all, and show love to me back. You know what I mean? And give us a chance to show that we love each other and salute each other. Right? Passover, April 15th, right? Cocoa Beach, Florida, at the Space Convention Center. We're big now, right? April 2nd, Captain Tazaya is going against the chair of the what's the people calling it? The New Black Panther Party. So right, so ISUPK versus the New Black Panther Party, April 2nd at 2, April 2 at 2. Right? April 2 at 2 at Alhambra Ballroom in Harlem. Alhambra Ballroom out in Harlem. April 2 at 2. Right? Be in the building if you're from New York. All of the policemen, all of the ACS workers, all of the ex-military and regular black folk around New York, people working at DMV, right? Everybody, friends and enemies, come through to the event. You know what I mean? It's a historical event because the Black Panther Party was like, that's what people think of when they think of black military, but it's UPK now. Right? The military, the black military, the effective black military is in ISUPK and nowhere else, right? The head of ISUPK in New York is going to go against the head of the entire New Black Panther Party, right? And I don't even think they got nothing, but I mean, Lord willing, they show up. We're not too. I'm not too sure that they even have nothing to talk about. I just don't. I don't see them as a respectable source of identity or even a military power. You see what I'm saying? Even the old Black Panther Party, I don't recognize them as a solid military power because they were able to be broken and they failed, and they did fail. You know what I mean? The ISUPK, we're not here for failures, all right? We're here to win, throw them up, and they stay there, right? We win. All right. So with that, I pass the class to priest and officer of 1,000. I body you. Right? Clap it up.
Clap it up. Give that powerful priest and prophet to him. We're the Israelites. Salaki, what? You have announcements?
You want us
salute? Yeah.
Yes, salute.
Come. We're gonna get out of here quickly. Man of Israel, I imagine. We're gonna stand and give one courtesy salute. Man of Israel, I imagine Shabbat. I imagine Barak. Yahweh, Yahweh, Patah, hands down. That's it. Shalom, everybody online. Yahweh, Shema, Allah, by Hashem, Yahweh, shout to the sisters. Shalom.
Yeah.